What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Smartphone World. This is the third episode. Okay, just like in all my previous episodes, I'm going to pretty much start off with Apple and these new reports that are coming in about the iPhone 5. Now, let me start off by saying I thought the iPhone 5, actually, the screen, the glass, and everything was built pretty well, except for the frame. You know, the metal part. Now we're getting these reports stating that the iPhone 5 is bending. Alright. Let me explain something. If you put your phone in your back pocket and you sit down, chances are you're going to break it. Now, the reports are coming in that people are putting it in their pocket, sitting down, and it's bending. But it's not just from sitting on it in your back pocket. It's also coming from just simple drops. Or I have one of my friends that actually showed me there's a crack over by their buttons because the phone started to bend and I guess it was weaker there and it broke. The frame of the iPhone 5 is complete failure to me. When it first came out, they were saying about how it has scratches, dents, and everything right out of the box, brand new, and it was already damaged. So right there you could see that their method to creating the new iPhone 5 was a little flawed in that respect. But when I see drop tests for the iPhone 5, the display stays intact. It does not break. Everything still works on it, but the body does take the damage. Now, you see these bended phone pictures that I'm showing you here of the iPhone 5. Guys, that's pretty bad, that bend, but can you see that the glass is actually still intact? The display still works. That's pretty impressive. If Apple decides to reinforce that frame, it might be a little bit heavier, but it is only a 4-inch screen, so the phone itself is actually very light compared to all the other smartphones that are coming out with 5-inch, 4.7-inch, 4.5-inch displays. The fact that this thing bends so easily is just horrible. It completely destroys the fact that the rest of the iPhone 5 is so durable. That is one of the biggest failures I've ever seen in a smartphone. I've never seen a smartphone that can bend like that. I mean, I'm hearing about in the Mobile World Congress how Samsung's going to be having their flexible displays. Yeah, that's one thing. This is not a flexible display. This is not supposed to be doing this, guys. And if you get conned into getting an iPhone 5 and something like this happens, I'm sorry, that's your own fault. I am losing a lot of faith in people's mentality for picking out their products when there's proof like this on its faulty design. I'm simply not happy with the outcome of the design of the iPhone 5 because the screen, the glass, everything is built so well, and then the frame and the body is just total garbage. You guys can argue with me all you want, but you can't argue with these pictures. We're going to still talk about Apple. In March, we have the new iPad coming out, the 5th generation iPad, which is, you know, normal for Apple to be putting one out in March. They always do that, you know, mid-year. You know, when they put out their new iPhone, 6 months, 7 months later, they have the iPad. They want to keep going like that. It's supposed to be much better. I'm not getting any specifications, of course, because it's Apple. But the big news is they're also going to be giving us a new iPad mini. I was one of the first people to say that the iPad mini was kind of a failure because of the display, on how Apple loves the Retina display, loves it in all their products. Then they come out with an iPad mini with this garbage display. Now the new iPad mini is going to have an HD Retina display. That's terrific. That is a huge step up. I will actually tell you that the iPad mini is pretty cool because of the size and the fact that the display will be great. Will be great. This first iPad mini, to me, was a marketing ploy for you guys to pay a lot of money for less technology in a piece of equipment that is supposed to be brand new. That to me is a failure. How you guys just keep handing your money over to Apple for products just because they say it's new is ridiculous. The new iPad mini, that sounds like a good device. It's going to have a nice HD Retina display. The old iPad mini, I'm sorry guys, but they're just stealing your money and you're handing it over willingly. That's your own fault. I'm sorry. You guys keep going with that. I'm going to move on. I'm going to be talking about some happier things like the HTC One S. When the HTC One S came out, what was that, 10 months ago? 9 months ago? I was raving about it. It's super thin, super light, it has a 4.3-inch display, it's fast, it has the Snapdragon S4 processor in it. It's a great phone. Now, it's getting the Jelly Bean update, international version is getting the Jelly Bean update as we speak, with Sense 4 Plus. That's amazing. That's great. That phone is a winner, because you can go out now, get the international version, the HTC One S, and update it to Jelly Bean. That's terrific, guys. It's an excellent phone. I completely recommend it. It's not huge, it's comfortable, and I'll tell you what, I've been seeing these things virtually free when you get service. Sounds like a great starter smartphone to me. I mean, with that 4.3-inch display, the processor, the 1 gig RAM, the 8 megapixel HTC camera, that is phenomenal. It's a great phone. I totally recommend going out and getting one. Two other phones that are getting updates now is the original Droid Razr and the Droid Razr Max. They're bumping up to Jelly Bean right now, over the air. Great news, isn't it? I mean, this is terrific. Just, you know, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day comes by, nice holidays, and boom, we're getting updates. It's nice to see that they're still working on the holidays. And with great news like that, there also comes along, you guessed it, bad news. What's the bad news? Well, let's see. Sony Xperia TL. When is that going to get Jelly Bean? They're saying now it's going to be a couple of months. When we see an Xperia TL with the software already in it. Jelly Bean, it's working. What's taking so long? This is exactly why Sony is failing. You see in the stock market, you see that they're reporting losses all over the place, and it's not because of their TVs and computers, it's because of their smartphone market. They're putting out these smartphones with excellent specifications, and they're coming out of the box with ice cream sandwich, but then you're worried, you don't know when you're going to get Jelly Bean. And who knows if in 2 months in February that you will get it. We get promises all the time from these companies, and what happens? It's utter failure. I'm usually complaining about HTC doing this, but the One X and the One S are getting Jelly Bean updates right now all over the world. And then we have Sony completely failing. Hey, what are you going to do? A couple of new phones are coming out. We have the ZTE Nubia Z5. This is an incredible phone, guys. I mean, look at that picture. That thing looks nice, doesn't it? 5-inch 1920 by 1080 true HD display. It's going to come with Jelly Bean 13 megapixel camera, 1.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro processor, and we all know how great that is. It's an energy saver. It makes the battery last longer. It's super fast. 2 gigs of RAM. I mean, this thing's going to have NFC. It's going to have Bluetooth 4.0, 32 gigs of internal memory, and a 3000 mAh battery. This thing is going to go the distance, guys. This is a great looking phone. ZTE is stepping up their game and entering the market flying. Let me tell you, I mean, we've seen ZTE phones for a long time now, but they've clearly not been like market winners. You know, they're basic smartphones, but this is so far from basic. The thing's only going to weigh 126 grams. Average weight for a smartphone 5 inches is anywhere between 135 and up. And this thing's going to have a 3000 mAh battery plus weigh only 126 grams. I'm telling you right now, Samsung, HTC, Apple, LG, they better look out, because these other companies coming out of China, they're going to start surprising you, especially considering that the prices of these smartphones are going to be so much less than the other companies. Yes, I'm going to have to get my hands on it to actually see how well it works, how well ZTE's operating system is when it's blended in with Android Jelly Bean. But I'm telling you right now, it definitely seems like it's going to be great. Only 7.6 millimeters thin for $555. 5-inch display. I mean, that phone is going to be competing with the Droid DNA, the J Butterfly, and like the new Galaxy S4 plus the Opal Find 5. A lot of people have been complaining about the Find 5 because it's only going to be coming in 16 gig internal memory, but I'm here to tell you it's going to be coming in 32 as well. I mean, for $70 more, you get 32 gigs of internal memory. It's going to be releasing all over the world, from the United States all the way to Europe to Asia, everywhere. It's going all over the place. I see Japan, Hong Kong, Finland, Singapore, Sweden, Belgium, Malaysia, Greece, Denmark, United Kingdom, Canada. It sounds like it's going everywhere. I don't see Australia on this list, but oh no, there it is, Australia, right above Germany. It's going everywhere, guys. This phone is going to be insane, and I simply love the design. It has a similar look to other ones, but you can see clear differences from all the other smartphones that are coming out. And I got to tell you, a lot of these smartphones, they're starting to look a lot alike. I mean, especially after considering all these patent wars that we're seeing, and how Apple is saying that they patented the rectangle design. There's only so many different designs you can do, and the Opal Find 5 stands out from the rest. That 441 ppi pixel display, and it looks beautiful. I can't wait to get these phones and play with them for you so I can tell you exactly what they're like. But the big one that I want to talk about today, and I'm saying big one because 6.3 inches on a smartphone, this is what the new Galaxy Note is supposed to be. The Note 3, it is supposed to be 6.3 inches. Now, I can't tell you anything about the specifications inside. All I know is that the rumors are going around saying that it's going to be over 6 inches, 6.3. It's a huge bump up from the 5.5 that we see already in the Note 2. But if this is anything going to be like all of Samsung's other flagship devices, the Note 3 at the Mobile World Congress is definitely going to turn some heads, because I'll tell you right now, they're definitely going to have quad-core, at least 2 gigs of internal memory. You can expect probably a 13 megapixel camera on the back and more than 2 on the front. I'm hearing about their new AMOLED display that's supposed to be in the high 300 ppi range, maybe even over 4. I can't wait to see the color saturation in that display, how it works in the sunlight, how bright the screen is. I mean, we see in other Galaxy models, their problem is they're not as bright as other phones. You see in the HTC One X, the One X Plus, that has one of the brightest displays you can ever imagine, and you can clearly see it at every angle in sunlight. This is what I'm expecting from Samsung's new Galaxy S4, Note 3, and anything else they come out with. We have to remember, guys, we are going into the future. We're not stepping into the past. Do not tell me that 4-inch display on an iPhone 5 will ever compete with 5 inches or better with PPI like this and this kind of display. You guys seriously have to start to consider what you're buying and what you're considering the best in the world when you walk into a cellular company and say, oh, let me check out that iPhone 5 and look at it and see how tiny it is, and then see this other thing with an amazing display, just as amazing as an Apple Retina display, even better in the Droid DNA or Butterfly Opal Find 5. And I'll tell you right now, there's just way more you can do. Forget about the operating systems. There's more you can do just because of the screen size. That display real estate on your phone is incredible. Compared to a 4-inch display, it really doesn't compare. Don't sit there and tell me on how great it is to play video games, watch movies on a 4-inch display when you have smartphones like this. much more powerful, much better displays, looks nice, not having bending issues. I mean, you really have to start considering what you're buying nowadays. Well, that was another episode of the Smartphone World Show, episode 3. Thank you very much, everybody. Please do me a favor, give me some comments, click like, tell me what you want to see in future episodes, because I definitely listen to my fans, guys. You can see that. Have a great weekend, guys. Thanks a lot.